morning. It's a beautiful day. Let's get ready to enjoy it. If we haven't already been indulging in it, this could just be a quick pit stop uh, on the way to doing whatever else we would do. You know, Sometimes when the morning comes and people are doing, as they say, just awake and shaking, now they just now getting up, they just now getting themselves ready, whatever time that is for uh, people in the norm. You know, have you ever considered being one of those people that's outside of the norm, where people are just now waking up conventionally? You may have already put 2 good hours in, maybe even three. You know, maybe just 30 minutes. But getting up before it's you have to get up basically, and doing a few things productive between yourself um, and your purpose. So that's what we must talk about first. First, we got to deal with ourselves because there's so much going on on this planet at this time. But first thing we need to do is deal with ourselves. This can be some things that we um, can do before the day progresses. Maybe get up a little earlier and do some things just only between ourselves and our purpose, because we have to pay the price. You know, I've witnessed entities, sometimes even people, be able to operate without hitch, without hesitation, without hitch, without any sort of stoppages whatsoever. It appears that these people, they may say they move to the beat of their own drum, but this is in a productive way, because you can move to the beat of your own drum and be disruptive or productive, but this is in a productive fashion. People and entities that get to move as they basically choose to move at any old time. They don't have to take any kind of say, oh, I got to do this, I got to handle this, and then they can get back to whatever that purpose is, that true design they may feel. But that's how we should be. So what things can we do in order to pay the price? Everybody must pay the price in order to fulfill his or her purpose. Any group that's formed, it must pay the price. We have to pay that price. We cannot point that finger in terms of why it did go right or why it went wrong. That first finger that we have to use is to point at ourselves. So when we know we're going to have to point at ourselves first, we know that we better pay the price. We have to pay the price. Okay, so whatever it is we must do, and if you don't know what it is you must do, if you still just at the point of it's somebody else's fault or it's hinged upon something else besides me, then start waking up a little earlier than you have to. Get in tune with your purpose, the how to and the why to, and why you have to continue to point the finger at yourself at each and every moment of each and every day. That is paying the price, because it's just like this world that at a certain point, there's going to be so much going on that you'll never have to point the finger at yourself ever again, because it's so much going on. You can always point your finger at something outside of you as the trigger for things happening, or the reason for things to crumble. Uh, anybody or anything besides you, because it seems as if so many things are so significant. But if you can start with yourself, we've been saying introspection. But today we're just going to say paying the price. If we can just really start with ourselves, pointing that finger at ourselves, and never, ever taking that finger off of us and pointing it in any other direction. We are the ones that have to pay the price. You ever seen Golf Channel? It'd be a great thing to just take a look at it. It's pretty much, in terms of television shows or television programs or television networks, it is really almost to where it can go on uninterrupted, without a hitch. If you turn it on that channel, very rarely will you turn on that channel and then it'll be a commercial on, things of that nature. Most of the time, they're programming what they would like to show and just keep it rolling. And that's how we would like our lives to be for, for the very biggest degree in terms of being able to do what we would like to do at any old time. Not say, it might be nut bush ceiling, it might be something else. But like Tina Turner said, working for the man every night and day. If you're attempting to get that kind of liberation where you can do whatever you would like to do at all times, you have to pay the price. So let's attempt to really pay that price, so we can see it. All right. As we continue, there are things that are going on in the world. Like we have systematic racism. It's all over the place, and it's shameful. It's hurtful, but one thing about how the beauty in it is so you can always continue to point the finger at yourself. You know, like I just mentioned systematic racism. That would be such a reason just to continue to point my finger at somebody else for the reason that I didn't reach my full potential. But since I just we just went over this entire conversation of always pointing the finger at yourself, then I couldn't even get to the point to where I would like to even really fight against systematic racism because it's beyond me. I won't participate, and if I go through it, then it is what it is. You know. So what did I see in terms of systematic racism? I saw a few layers of it because for some reason I needed to get a little bit more regional, and there was a Hawks game on, Atlanta Hawks, and they were playing the New York Knicks. It was a home game for the Atlanta Hawks, and the TV was on, I believe, and players were playing and going on about the game, and then the commentator, somewhere throughout the course of the game, commentator says, "Wow, this guy really just shoved this guy." It was like a interruption in the flow of the commentation. And then he says that makes the comment to that degree. This guy really just shoved this guy, and then his co-commentator, says that was not called for. And so then, I start paying attention because I'm multitasking to a source. So I get the remote and go back and say, what's going on this TV? So I watch, and when the guy says, this guy really hit another guy or really shoved another guy, I hadn't seen it as I was watching on the TV. So then I said, I'm gonna start paying attention. So then I see what happens, and then I see after this happens, he says this guy shoved another guy. And as I could see it, I didn't see anybody shove anybody. It was kind of like two objects in space colliding with each other because they already have a pre-designed course. That's what it looked like to me. But the the the, the commentator who says this guy shoves another guy, the commentator, he so happened to be he looked like he was white or sounded like he was white, or the evidence of the show indicates he's a white man. Okay. The guy he accused of pushing the other guy he accused the black guy, of pushing the white guy. That's what he said. This guy shoves another guy. So the guy he's accused of doing the shoving, just out of a sudden, nobody's even saying anything about this. The guy he accused of shoving is the black guy. He accused the black guy of shoving the white guy. And then the commentator, the co-commentator, who says that was not called for, it's a black guy. I'm pretty, it's pretty obvious that he's a black guy. So you got a white guy saying that the black guy pushed the white guy, and then you got the black guy in the background saying, yeah, he pushed him. So that's a lot of layers of systematic racism because that's exactly what's going on out here. Now, in the midst of that that's a basketball game. So, the guys always went to their benches and they kept just getting their $1 million checks. Beautiful. But if that happens to you on the side of the road, you just might be out of here. You just might be out of here. If that happened to you at the convenience store, you just might be out of here. And it was just ripple on the regional TV last night. So we got to do a little bit better because everybody's not strong enough to continue to keep the finger pointed at themselves if they get put in a situation like that to where a white guy just jump on you and it's like really out of nothing. And then a black guy with him, amen to him. Like he didn't see it for himself. Or like he can say, man, go back and let me see that again. Look like it wasn't too much of nothing. No, he didn't do that. He's like, yeah, man, shoot, tase him or shoot him, take him out the game. Like for real. That could happen to you. If you look like that guy that was on that TV. So that's what I'm gonna say right now. This is what I'm saying about keeping that finger pointed at yourself. That's what I'm gonna do right now. The guy named that was a victim of systematic racism when he dared to venture into Atlanta, Georgia, not quite the deep south, but definitely the south. All right. His name Julius Randle. So I'm gonna become a Julius Randle fan. All right. I'll be a Julius Randle fan guy. He needs a little love. All right. That's gonna be like the representation of people that have endured systematic racism I had to put up with. That's a lot of people. So I'm gonna attempt to put some energy in them. Being a part of the Julius Randle fan club, because I saw what he had to go through. Basically just because of what he looked like. And this is a global business. A global business projecting systematic racism right there for anybody to see. That was just last night. And maybe it's subliminal. But if you from where I'm from, you catch it. You catch it, and and you might well just keep pointing the finger at yourself and see what you got to do so you can go home. Okay, but it's still a beautiful thing. And speaking of the great state of Georgia, we have what's on the line today, January 5th, 2021. What's on the line today is two things. Easy. I mean, at the very least. So we still got to keep that finger pointed at ourselves. But what's going on today, at the very least, is it'll be Confederate Georgia or it'll be World War III. And this is what we already know. We will have Confederate Georgia or we will have World War III. Okay. The way that we will have Confederate Georgia. And then, we can have peace too. If we have Confederate Georgia, we will have peace. I'll just let you know this. If we have Confederate Georgia, that means peace. All right. Or we can have World War III. And it's presumably by the conclusion of the day. Because if those Republicans win the Senate runoff in Georgia, we'll have Confederate Georgia and we'll have peace. Maybe not too much to get done, like these people saying about this progress and not getting out of these how it's always been type thing, status quo. People lining their pockets while you struggling. That might not change, but there will be peace if we have Confederate Georgia and those red candidates win. Now, if those blue candidates win, we will have World War III. Okay. The candidate, one of the candidates, he been portrayed as basically like Jeremiah Wright. So listen. In the United States of America, just a few years ago, all right, there was a man named Barack Obama. What kind of name is that? But he got it too now. That's his name. So he's a man named Barack Obama. and he running with this guy named Jeremiah Rock. And what he basically requested, and what he did was, he said, for the best interest of the country, the whole country, even though I know this guy, I'm going to basically denounce anything, any association I have with him, and I'm definitely not going to be doing like the guy on the Hawks game did. I definitely will not be amening the things that he said. And one of the main things he said that Barack Obama said, I got to denounce this guy or have anything to do with this guy. One of the main things he said was, goddamn America. That's what he said. And they got it. And they like, this is what this man's saying. And this Barack Obama running buddy. And Barack Obama said, no, this ain't my man. I know him. You know, he went a little further than I thought, you know, whatever. But nah, let's go, America. So the whole country said, let's go, Barack Obama. And it didn't even matter that the Confederate states did it like the Barack Obama. But he did do that, you know what I'm saying? He did say, hey, I ain't going with that. So, okay, cool. Now you got the same situation going on in Georgia with one of these candidates, one of these blue candidates. This kind of stuff he's saying. And if you tell me that people about to vote for this man to go to Washington, D.C., in Georgia, World War III, okay? It's going to involve a lot of that systematic racism we were talking about too. But, you know, these are things that are like, I don't know if you understand about how people evaluate the value of things. But this is just a Confederate Georgia versus, you know, World War III. Make your choice. Okay, these phone calls going on, all of this Secretary of State's, recording President Trump as he speaks, not knowing, already knowing. It's not even a not knowing thing. Already knowing that President Trump is very similar to Big Boy from Outkast. President Trump is a smith of words, a wordsmith. So these people are attempting to record President Trump, and then, project it all throughout the whole globe, this conversation. Attempting to, President Trump, he'll break a rule. And then some people are like, yeah, we gotta get him down on some crime. And like you listen to the tape, you're like, he trying to, he ain't commit no crime. He let them know if there's a crime to be committed, they need to commit it. That's all he telling them. If there is a crime to be committed, you need to commit it now. That's what he telling them people on that tape. Okay? He ain't said nothing about him committing no crime. He ain't committing no crime. He telling them, hey, you know what's on the line here? You can go up there and write down whatever you want to write down and submit whatever you want to submit. You know that, and I know that. But these games is being played because I'm gonna tell you right now, some of them Confederates, some of the Confederates, some of those Confederates do not want the red team to win. That's not what. See, that's the thing they don't understand. There are people all over the globe that's saying what's going on in America, and then some people, United States, and they'll say, "Will we see what's going on in America?" But it's like our lens is from a further away location. They overseas. So it's some real Confederates out here. It's like we sick of not being on the world stage. We hope we lose, so we can have World War III, so people can really know about this Confederacy. That's what's going on today. That's what have you paid attention when they say President Trump might be good news, or President Trump might be bad news to even be dealing with anybody in Georgia, because some people are boycotting the election. They want to lose. They want to lose. And you think they're gonna be? You think a Confederate, a real Confederate? Like, you might not know him, but you think a Confederate gonna be following any rules in Georgia with this joker? That's what they're looking at now. That's what the Confederate look at. Go to Washington D.C. on his behalf. Okay, because he's saying, "Goddamn America." You know what he's saying about the Confederacy. You know what he said about the Confederacy. You know, it's a difference between hell and the lake of fire. He might be attempting to throw America, the United States of America, into hell. But he's trying to throw the Confederacy into the lake of fire. Oh, that's what he said too. He said America needs to, I believe he might have said, repent for its love of whiteness or something. He said something like that. But it was something like, yeah, you for real. So Confederacy going to the lake of fire. So it's some people that really want to lose and show somebody something. Because you go to Washington, D.C., there's going to be a lot of people left behind that think like you. And if you got any hint of corruption in you, brother man, then you leaving some people for dead in Georgia if you win. Just please understand that. So please, if you all the way straight, more power to you. But if you got any in you that's like not all the way straight, please understand there's gonna be a lot of blood on your hands. Because you go to you Washington D.C., you're gonna have to be paying attention, really paying attention to your constituency. Because it's a lot of what my mother would say, honorary people out here. That mean they hard headed, they ain't listen. So be careful. Not no. Be bold. Be courageous. Yeah, be bold. Be courageous. Be mindful of what's going on today. This is just, will we have Confederate Georgia? Or will we have World War III? It's tough to have that Confederate Georgia. It's tough to send them red states, red people, and red representatives to Washington D.C. But I will tell you, if that's what happens, we will have peace. Maybe peacetime is over, and maybe it's time for things to be stirred up and shaken up. Just know that we with you all right now, and I'm definitely happy to be on the other side right now. From what we've seen in the ball, when we looked at what we've seen when we came here, because we came from something beyond here, so we saw what's about to happen right now before we got here. So we happy to be who we are, no doubt. And one thing my cousin said, my cousin is an angel. And my cousin said, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. That's what my cousin said. So, like, that's an indication of what I seen or what already happened. And now we're going through it in real time, as they say. What do we have to understand that's on the horizon? Just right there on the forefront. Besides this Confederate Georgia, World War III, time will tell that. We have to look forward to problems over vaccination. New York is already saying we're going to start fining people for not getting rid of vaccination. Where I'm from, people deliberately letting them sit in the freezer. And the people in the stores are letting them sit in the freezer. And the people at the homes don't want to come get it. So New York's trying to, roll something downhill. Everything New York has done over the last 400, however many years New York has been in existence, everything it's done has rolled downhill. With this coronavirus, I hope you can understand. I said 400 years, but just last year with the coronavirus, New York was calling all the shots, and the whole country has followed suit. The whole globe has followed suit. So being fined for not participating, being fined for not getting off the vaccine. Don't get off the vaccine. I hope you ever been in a business where you got to get off something to keep your money. Yeah. So if you got to get off something to keep your money, you're gonna get off of it any way you have to. So this is promoting crime. Things think notions such as these. I can't make these people take these vaccines, man. They don't want. I can't make these. Can't make myself get all these vaccines. I don't want to sell them. You know, you can just push something on somebody and say sell this, and they like, I don't even believe in this. Like that's how people feel. I don't believe in this. How can somebody say warp speed? For real? Yeah. Like I can't even remember where the remote control is. So like warp speed. How many hands it got to touch to be warp speed? Because I know how many hands it has to touch in order to be warp speed. It can only touch one hand. Because humanity is fickle right now. So if it had to touch two hands to actually get warp speed, whoever the second one in the line would slow everything down. And that's how people feel in terms of that syringe, what's in that valve, and then sticking it in their arm, knowing how people are inept. So like I don't know about putting that in my arm. But that's a lack of knowledge too. You can just gobble it up, you'll be fine. Because this is the time that we're in. So I gotta throw my love for beauty in right now. So I'll just say, consider this be like Mike. All right. Consider this be like Mike. We see Michael Jordan everywhere. Saw Michael Jordan on the Golden State Warriors jerseys. Their jerseys are sponsored by Jordan, or the Jordan brand provides them with jerseys. And Steph Curry scored 62 points in those Jordan brand jerseys. Look pretty good, noticing some things. It's always good to notice some playership, but about time to start witnessing some ownership too. So be like Mike. I ain't there, but I'm always there. It wasn't me, but it was me. So big ups to Mike. Let's be like Mike. Think global, think global, think global. And we'll wrap it up with a little bit of sports. Talking about Mike and talking about the Golden State Warriors. Tom Brady's out there throwing people injured. That's what he's doing. He's throwing people injured. And Tom Brady. Only reason I'm paying attention to Tom Brady because Tom Brady made a believer out of me. And I'm looking to see, will he be able to get to number 7 Super Bowl champ? Because if I was a betting man, I'd go bet, what I have to bet on the WFT, Washington football team. I bet whatever I like to bet on the Washington football team against the Buccaneers, for Brady not to get number 7. But if Brady won that one, I'd bet for Brady to win the whole thing. Guys, hey, number 7. Everybody else playing besides the Steelers. So it's all like to see anybody besides the Washington football team. It would out here. I'd love to see it be the Steelers or Tom Brady, because both of them going for number 7. Steelers as a franchise, and then Brady as an individual. So it'd be a beautiful thing to see that number 7, somebody like really be superior or ultimately superior. It's a great time for that kind of thing. But that Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskin, the Redskin that people conventionally call a Redskin, that's one of my great grandpas. So like that will always be my team. But since in all sincerity, I really hope the Washington football team does not get another mascot. I really hope the Washington football team goes by Washington football team. And then they could hopefully throw in formerly known as Redskins. Because it's not like a detestable thing that come out your mouth. That's my great-great-grandpa right on that line, grandpa, that man to be on that 50-yard line. Yeah. So, like, man, don't kill the Redskins. Golly. They already got this systematic racism. You know what I'm saying? Belittling people, man. Man. That's why I'm betting against Brady. I ain't hating on Brady no more. Like, Brady already made a believe out of me, man. Go for number 7. You beat the football team, man. It's all you. Still the same way, man. Shoot. If y'all meet up in the top, hey, what a day. Let's see who really great. Mike Tomlin, go get Steelers at number 7. Or Tom Brady, ultimate killer. Like that. That's the only thing I like to see besides the Washington football team. Okay. So we all happy today. And it's definitely a beautiful day. If I get to talk about this Washington football team again, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to turn out with that Washington football team. You already know how the Washington football team comes. Enjoy your day.